Hello everyone, my name is Christopher, and in today's episode I would like to try to discuss the things that we can do in order to fix the current state of one of the most dangerous DPS characters that was placed in a support category for some reason, and I'm talking about Illari. No. We'll talk about primary fire, pylon, ultimate, and then everything that goes around it. I feel like the most important thing that really breeds a lot of problems is the fact that Illari's primary fire, which is her left click, is completely busted and insanely overpowered. The first aspect of it is that it has so much damage. The fact that I can 2-tap Tracer and I'm not risking anything because there is a pylon up. I'm not risking my life because she cannot reliably kill me because I can kill her faster. The fact that you have great duel against Cassidy, Soldier, Ashe, even Genji will have to go back to cover or use his deflect or use his dash to go back to safety rather than dying for free, makes you an incredible valuable character for your team. Because if you haven't noticed it already, Overwatch is not about kills, it's about drawing resources. The fact that you can single-handedly bait out Cleanse, which is the Kiriko ability with invulnerability, you can bait out Ananade, you can bait out cooldowns that are defensive but not against the support, makes your DPS life so much easier. As well as the fact that high damage really allows you to soften up the squishes and make them really easy to finish off. Because let's imagine the situation when you are playing with the Mercy Moira backline, right? And you are playing Soldier, and for some reason your Mercy is just healbotting your tank. How difficult it's gonna be for you to finish off a target that's 95% HP left. And let's imagine the situation where I am playing on Illari and I hit 2 body shots on an enemy squishy and he is left with like 35% HP. You just need to land 4 bullets in order to reliably kill him. That's how easy it can be, and it really shows the power of friendship in that regard. Also, the fact that her projectile size is incredibly big makes it so easy to aim with Illari. Like, sometimes I'm not even aiming for the head, but I'm still hitting the headshot. I'm not aiming for the person, but somehow the shot registers, because if you haven't noticed yet, if you are shooting somewhere on the right or somewhere on the left of a target, there is a gap. But there is like a space of void where you can still hit him and the shot will register, which is insanely crazy. So her primary fire is the combination of incredible damage with ability to like 2-3 tap with a headshot, very big projectile size, and very easy duels against DPS characters because you can reliably finish them off. And oh, don't get me started on Pharah Mercy, because this thing is completely dead when you are playing Illari plus a hit scan. There is just nothing you can do. Every single time I see Pharah, he's gonna be 3-tapped out in the air. If she's with Mercy or he's with Mercy, you just have to fly away. You will not be able to poke efficiently. The second problem is also very annoying. Not only you can have equal or more damage than your tank and DPS, and sometimes you can have the highest damage in the lobby. I had that in High Masters, Low Grandmasters lobby, so players who are truly great at the game in comparison to everyone else struggle to out damage me, even if they press their abilities in a correct manner and they miss so many shots, like, or so little shots, right? The second problem is very on the surface. The Pylon is just a big pain in the game right now. The fact that you have a thing that's acting like a mercy pocket and does not require you to have any attention whatsoever makes it incredibly overpowered, and there are 2 things about it. The first one is the fact that you don't need to waste your neuro resource, like your brain capacity, in order to find out the target that you need to heal, and then heal them for some reason, and then after they healed you gotta like switch up to the second target. No, instead you just throw a pylon where your team is gonna be, or you throw a pylon for yourself and hit a flank and go for the squishes. You don't care about that. And if you compare that with the situation where you have Baptiste, which I believe is the strongest support character in the game right now in Season 6 and Season 7, it's clear to say that Baptiste requires you to have a lot more skill if you want to be useful on him. The fact that you have to cycle your abilities in a proper manner, you have to shoot, heal, or shoot, heal. And at the same time, your healing is a very difficult thing to land. Like imagine your guy is on high ground, you have to either use your super jump or you have to hit a direct, which can be extremely dangerous because your guy can just die in the process of you trying to hit him. While with Illari, you just leave it there and it heals by itself. And another thing is that she is incredibly strong against dive. Not only dive is completely dead because Bastion is in the meta, Reaper is still very swappable, and then you have reworked Sombra that's completely killing Doomfists and Wrecking Balls, right? And if they go Winston, you just go Bastion. People are like, yo, Illari is horrible versus dive, right? But there are no good dive characters to kind of counter her, you know what I'm saying? So if you would want to play something like Sombra, your Pylon is gonna be the kryptonite to every single dive character because they would have to destroy it first if they want to have a glimmer of hope in killing you. And this is gonna be incredibly difficult because not only you can stay alive, you can kill them faster than they can kill you, which is absolutely incredible, to be honest. Also, Pylon is never expiring. This is gonna be another huge problem, and I've had so many situations where I'm dying like an idiot, the first one to die in the fight, whether I'm getting like sniped by Widow or like I'm catching lucky headshot from some projectile, doesn't matter. And my Pylon stays in the same place and healing teammates regardless of me being dead or alive, which is absolutely incredible. Like, how is that thing even in the game? There are so many situations where it's a 4 versus 5 for my team and we are in a big disadvantage, we are down 1, but they still have the healing and they can actually turn around fights because of that, whether they are using ultimates to stabilize or they are in a better position. But regardless, Pylon should never stay for that long. It should expire, but we will talk about fixes later on. So that's gonna be it with the Pylon, as well as the fact that it is pretty difficult to destroy, especially if you're playing stuff like Tracer or Sombra or I don't know, any character that really struggles to destroy it. That's a disaster and a half. Now let's talk about her ultimate, and there is a direct correlation with how broken your ultimate is and how easy you can manage to get it. So Illari has insane amounts of damage output, as well as she can heal, and heal very effectively, and these two things help her get the ultimate charge a lot faster than your average support. The fact that you have a very nice support, quote-unquote support ultimate that you can get in like a minute or so. I had a game on Numbani and I counted. I usually never pay attention to those things. I'm just destroy everyone inside and press my buttons in a funny ways, right? So I had a game where on Numbani, in 4 minutes of playtime, I had 3 ultimates already used and I was on my way to get the 4th one. Isn't that incredibly crazy, right? Another aspect of Illari ultimate is how broken it is. It's really easy to set up, it's really easy to use, and you can get guaranteed a few kills minimum if they don't do something extravagant and cleanse it, or maybe they outburst heal it or something. So every single time I use an Illari ult, there has to be a defensive ult popped in order to stabilize the situation. And you know, there are so many situations where you just use your ult and then shoot the person once in the head while they are trying to run away, but you have flight, and this is a big advantage. We'll talk about it later. And then they just pop like a popcorn in a microwave. They completely blow up, and there is nothing they can do in that situation. Another very important aspect is the fact that you have flight. A flight with a bazooka, with ability to tap enemies, and it can be quite annoying. Usually Illari players are just using it wrong, and they never play around cover, and you know, they are just in the open flying up, and it's an easy target for Ashe, it's an easy target for Soldier, for Bastion, and other hitscan characters that can reliably snipe her out in the air. But it is so overpowered. You can fly over shields, you can fly over non-hitscan characters, and there is nothing they can do to you. And it's just a disaster and a half. Her ultimate is quite broken, and yeah, support is not a healer, I guess. So when all the problems are addressed, I feel like it's time to really speak about the ways that you can really nerf the character. First of all, let's start off with your left click. I feel like she needs a little bit less damage and a lot more damage drop off, because even in 30+ meters range, you can still be incredibly annoying to Ana players because you are hitting the flank and they are usually never look at you, exposing their side, and they are standing still, so it can be incredibly easy to headshot them. And when they are jumping around or trying to juke you, you can just go for additional 2 shots to really finish them off, even if they nade themselves. So the problem with damage can be completely like you can completely get rid of the damage problem if you lower the damage numbers, as well as the fact that you have to have the same projectile size as you would have on Soldier, because both of these characters are hitscan, but Illari has such a bigger model. It feels like you are playing Ana, but you are a hitscan character. You know, Ana has a bigger projectile size on her bullets, and Illari feels the same. As well as the fact that you need to get her a feeling of hard times against DPS, because, you know, when you are playing a DPS character, you want to have a good duel against Illari. You want to go in and reliably kill her on the flank if she's being too aggressive. Well, in reality right now, you just place a pylon and you destroy. I feel like there are a few ways that you can fix the current situation with the pylon. First of all, we need to add an expiration date on that ability, just like you would have on a Baptiste lamp. It needs to be timed, because again, you will face the same problem. Enemy tank has to bend over in order to create enough space, so he has the line of sight on a pylon, and then he needs to destroy it at the risk of his life. He has to spend his bubbles, fortifies, shields, in other words, resources, valuable resources for the fight, in order to destroy your pylon. And it's a net negative value, because you don't really get anything out of that. You just destroy the pylon that can be placed 12 seconds later. It needs to be on a certain cooldown, so you place it, it disappears, and you can't place it again for like 12 seconds, and if it's destroyed like again 12 seconds, something like this. Other thing you can do is perhaps you need to choose the target for the pylon. For example, you can place it on yourself, just like a healing warp for Zenyatta, or your teammate. And if you know, if you are not choosing a teammate, there is nothing to heal. This can be an incredible nerf, but at the same time, I feel like this is going to be fair, because there are not many supports that can reliably DPS and heal at the same time and be as effective as Illari can be right now. When it comes to her ultimate fix, I feel like she is in the correct spot, although I would decrease the time of the flight and make it a little bit harder to fly up, because, you know, Illari can be up in the sky where you don't even think that she will be, and then you just get completely devoured with that ability. So this is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about all of that. See you in the next one. Take care.